You know, after the previous stream I had almost forgotten how easy it can be to start a stream. So hey, hi, welcome back to another part of Doki Doki Blue Skies. I've been looking forward to this, I really have been. Now let me just quickly click back into the game so I can actually continue. But yeah, also, I might mention this before I get started now. You might have noticed that I have finally, and I mean finally, it took me long enough, decided to improve my webcam a bit. As you can see, I no longer have the obnoxious white background, because it was really unnecessary. So I finally took initiative and decided, you know what? It's time to just get the background out of there and just have it blank, as it should be. So yeah, now that that's all taken care of, I say we just hop right back into the game. There we go. So, holy crap, we overslept. A lot. Yeah, I've already pretty much missed the first two classes. I'm curious to see where it goes. Also, I'm very curious to see what this game has in store now, considering that we're past the festival. The festival was pretty much what everything was leading up to, and now that it's done, I frankly don't know where to go from here, so my curiosity is piqued. Also, I'm curious if we're gonna go back to writing poems or if that's like done now. Well, only one way to find out. I mean, we haven't had to write one for the festival, of course, but I don't think we had to write one for today either, so yeah, there's that. Okay. Now let's see. Should I even go to school today or just cut my losses and skip? Good question. At this point I would probably just cut my losses, but that's just my opinion. A fierce battle rages within my mind as I lay there. No need to worry about it, just skip. But after a beat I leap out of bed and begin throwing on my uniform. You're disappointing me. Also, you can now read the text box a little bit better, unless I of course try. There! I can cover up a little bit of it. But if I do that, my head kind of clips out of my webcam. Right? Come on. There. Don't want to do that. Looks annoying. I just did it anyway. Because why not? So, right, where was I? Right. I don't even want to go to school, but I strangely feel compelled to stick to my everyday routine. Guess mom really trained me well. Or you just miss the club. That could also be a thing. No time to eat breakfast today. To be honest, I'm usually too lazy to cook anything anyway. It's 10:39 AM now. I'm making good time. Hang on. It's Saturday. As that realization hits me, all the nervous tension drains out of my body, leaving me slouched over and exhausted. Why is it? Did we just skip an entire week? I thought the festival was on Monday and it's the next day. Did we just skip an entire week? Like, as in, not the main character, but did we as the player watching from outside just not get to see an entire week? And are now getting updated on what happened. Also, I have now just noticed that I could probably get a little bit of a better work done with my webcam again. I'm gonna try to fix it until next time, but you can still kind of see outlines on me, which I will hopefully get fixed soon. Now that I'm already out of bed, I might as well do something productive today. Although I'll have to get changed into normal clothes first. At least, there's no school to get through today, although unfortunately, the literature club is still feeling the effects of the festival. Thankfully, the awkward atmosphere is only subtle, but even I, a newbie, can see that everyone's been treading on eggshells. I really do hope that things can eventually get back to normal, but at this rate, I could easily see everything drifting apart. Monica hasn't spoken to me about things yet either, I mean, to talk to her about the festival argument the day. I meant to talk to her about the festival argument the day after, but I just couldn't figure out a way to confront her about it. It's probably just me being too reluctant to bring things up, but I never really found the right time to talk. I should get out of the house for once and stop thinking about these things. It'll be a nice change of pace from staying on my computer all day. Hey, are you shaming me for staying on the computer every day? Also, again, a new area we haven't seen before. Hooray. Gotta get rid of that pasty pale complexion, haha. Ouch. At least the weather isn't bad today. It's a regular sunny day. Not too hot, not too cold. Just me, my bag, and come to think of it, I don't even know where I'm headed to. But if I wanna be productive today, the library is probably the best bet. The closest one also happens to be near school, so I might even see some people I know there. Hopefully I can get some work done, but knowing me, I'll most likely procrastinate anyway. Why must you hurt me in this way? I am so deeply cut by this knife of truth. Wow, we're just getting so many new areas here. The refreshing cool air sends shivers up my spine as I step inside. Seems to be a bit of a slow day for the librarians. Well, most people are probably out enjoying the sunny day instead of wasting away indoors. I shrug to myself. Knowledge is power, right? Well, we could have looked stuff up online, but I guess the library is a little bit more the cliche area to do some, you know, some gaining of the brains. Also, I guess it also gives you an excuse to step outside for a little bit at least, just to walk there and back. While everyone else spent their days frolicking outside, I studied the books. To be honest though, I haven't studied for the exams yet at all. Every time I try, my mind wanders back to the festival. Coming here was the right choice. If I was trying to work at home like usual, I'd just get in a bad mood and slack off again. Hell, I can't help but think about it now. I wonder how everyone else is doing. Maybe I'll try to ask about it again during the next club meeting. As I scan the empty tables for the optimal seating position, I spot a familiar white ribbon perched atop a ponytail. Hello! I'd have expected that Monica would be out with her friends, but then again she is an honor student. Oh hey Monica! Monica in casual clothes! Warning, we're finally seeing Monica in casual clothes. I've been waiting for this. Then again, I haven't been waiting for this because now I gotta do the voice again. Oh god, I hope I can still do it.
Oh, hi. Oh, hey, Code.
Oh god.
Hey, Code. Hello, Code.
She smiles and is as polite as ever, but it doesn't seem like she's very talkative at the moment.
Didn't expect to see you at the library.
Oh god. Well, I had to study, but didn't think I'd be able to get anything done at home.
Oh, is that so?
I may not be the most observant guy around, but she seems like she wants to be alone. Way to go, me. Anyway, I'll see you later.
Bye.
Well, that couldn't have gone much worse. It was like talking to a brick wall. To be honest, I'm not sure if she's actually being frosty or if I'm just overthinking it. Although she might just be busy studying right now, in which case I probably shouldn't bother her anymore. Suddenly, I don't really feel like studying. But since I'm here, maybe I should do some reading. I pull out Portrait of Markov out of my bag. I quickly flip to where I left off last night and begin reading. It's really quite a captivating book. Now I'm curious, would I have done the same thing if I was on the route of anyone else? I'm gonna imagine if I was on the Natsuki route, I probably would have read her manga again. But what would I have done if I was on the Sayori route? Just out of curiosity. Well, I shouldn't ask. I'm gonna find out anyway at some point. If all the novels Yuri reads are like this, I can see why she'd be so absorbed in them all the time. Although maybe she's just rubbing off on me. I'm in the middle of a chapter when I feel a tap on my shoulder. I don't know who this is, so I'm gonna do my normal voice until I can tell. Oh, Code, is that you? I am happy. Looking up from my book, I see Yuri standing over the other side of the table as if on cue. A thick, dark book is snugly resting under her arm.
I'm sorry if I startled you. I suppose I'm just a bit surprised to see you.
Give me some credit, Yuri. I can enjoy a good book too.
I didn't mean to insult you or anything. It's just...
I was trying to make things more comfortable with humor, but predictably, it fell flat. I should have remembered that Yuri tends to take these sorts of comments more to heart than other people might. Relax, I was just kidding around.
I see.
Yuri's shoulder visibly relax.
Would you mind if I asked what you're reading?
Oh sure, it's actually Portrait of Markov. Yuri's eyes light up at those words.
I'm very glad you're liking it. That is, I assume...
Don't worry, Yuri, it's a really good book. Yuri sighs a little in relief.
Then I stand by my first statement, Code. Anyway, speaking of books, if you're enjoying Portrait of Markov so much, I'd like to introduce you to other books like that.
Yeah, that'd be great. I have full faith in your taste when it comes to books. A small smile plays across Yuri's face.
Actually, I just had a thought. I know a wonderful place nearby that we could go right now, if you'd like.
Huh, really? Is it another library or something?
I suppose it's related.
Well, lead the way, I wasn't doing much here anyway.
Thank you for coming along despite the short notice.
It's no bother at all, really. Again, I can't help but feel amazed at how much Yuri's taking charge. It's really quite nice to see her break out of her shell a little bit. She does have an air of mystery about her still, but I guess I'll start learning a bit more about her as each day passes. The two of us start heading away from the library. So, where are we headed, Yuri?
I intended for it to be a surprise. Do you not like surprises? If so, you have my deepest apologies.
Nah, it's fine. I'm just curious is all. This is like some sort of adventure, huh?
Well, I suppose if that's how your imagination wants to interpret it, I'd be inclined to agree.
Even though I am currently with Yuri, the situation reminds me of the times I used to spend with Sayori back when we were kids. Always running around the neighborhood, acting like we're on some grand adventure. Also, again, I think this is a new background, I think. So yeah, we're starting off strong with the backgrounds today. Sayori. I haven't spoken to her since the festival fiasco. Maybe it would be a good idea to...
Code, is everything alright? You seem to have spaced out a bit.
It's nothing, I'm just thinking about things.
I see. Well, we're almost there, just a little bit further to go.
Continuing onwards, we pass through some trees until we come to a small clearing. Oh wow! And two new backgrounds right back to back, also this looks really nice. Before us is an amazing sparkling lake. Gentle waves dance delicately across the surface, carried by the soft wind.
Isn't it wonderful?
It's lovely. I've always liked this pond.
Oh, you've been here before then?
With Sayori, years and years ago, that is.
I see. Well, Code, I don't know about you, but I find that this place is the perfect place to come to when I need a bit of space to myself.
Oh, do you come here often then?
Not as often as I did when I was younger.
For a split second, a pained expression crosses Yuri's face.
Some days were,
She shakes her head.
Anyway, perhaps I can give this to you?
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a moderately sized book.
Here, I think you'll enjoy this one.
Yuri, you didn't have to go out of your way for me with this.
It's okay. I've read this one so many times I could do with a new owner. It could do with a new owner. Besides, the best thing about a story is how it can be shared. No matter who reads it, you're never going to find two people with the exact same opinion. And, well,
Yuri nervously plays with her hair.
After you've been so kind to me, I wanted to do something nice for you too.
I see. Well, thank you very much. I'll definitely give this a read and let you know what I think. I turn over the book in my hands. The cover is hard and glossy, the pages showing small signs of wear. I guess Yuri wasn't lying, she must have read this book at least 50 times. Wow, I can tell. Apparently I am an expert on this stuff. I wonder what makes the story so important. As I turn back towards her, I notice how intently she's staring at the lake's gentle surface. When was the last time you came here? She looks over at me quizzically. You said this place was special to you, right? I wanna know why you feel that way.
Right?
She sighs and leans on the wooden guardrail. I quietly stand by her side.
Well, I suppose one day when I was younger, things were particularly hard. Do you ever have those days, Code, where nothing seems like it can be good again?
That's pretty dark, isn't it? So something about this place makes you feel better?
Not quite. I just came here one day. I'm not absolutely certain how I found this place, but I remember running a lot. Before I knew it, I was out here. In the sea of chaos, things felt serene, however briefly they might have. Everyone needs a place they can call their own, somewhere they can decompress without worrying whether or not someone will intrude on them.
And here's that place for you? Yuri nods.
It's peaceful here, the sound of the water playfully lapping at the shoreline, the plush grass below, the nurturing trees above, providing a loving shelter to embrace me in the midst of the elements. It's the kind of thing I really missed.
Have you shown this place to anyone else beside me? Like your parents? Yuri pauses, staring in front of her at nothing in particular.
I might have. This is the kind of place my father would have enjoyed. He used to do watercolors in his spare time, you see.
Does he not do it anymore? Oh, he dead. He dead. Yuri doesn't respond. Maybe you could bring him down here sometime? It might give him that bit of inspiration he needs to get going again. Then again, he might not be, but this game has taught me to expect the worst, so I am gonna expect the worst here.
That's a good idea, Code. I'll have to do that.
Hopefully he enjoys it as much as I am right now. This place really is incredible. Yuri smiles softly. I guess he's probably not dead.
I'm glad. Maybe sometime we could come by again?
Yeah. I could bring like a blanket and have a bit of a picnic.
That sounds nice.
I'll hold you to that. Yuri giggles.
I'll look forward to it.
I feel my face flush red at the idea. A picnic with... just flush, not red. Doesn't even matter, but I corrected myself anyway because I'm an idiot. A picnic with Yuri. There's something so playful about that. I chuckle to myself at the image in my head. Yeah, that would be nice. The two of us continue to pass the time looking over the lake. I'm surprised at how content I am just sit here with Yuri. Normally I'd want to do something a bit more exciting, but right now I'm perfectly fine with this calmness. However, Yuri begins to shift uncomfortably. Yuri, is everything okay? She jumps, apparently not expecting that.
Yes, that's just something I need to do that, I just remembered.
She quickly gets up, nervously picking at the cuff of her sleeve.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry to leave on such short notice. Please don't think ill of me.
Is this a place where you frequently cut yourself? And now you're nervous because I'm next to you and you can't do that without me noticing. Again, I'm probably just expecting the worst possible meaning here. Maybe she just has to use the bathroom and doesn't want to admit it. But again, I know how this could potentially go. Yuri.
Huh?
I stand up to meet her eye level. You've really got to work on your self-confidence. You apologize a lot for things that aren't even your fault. It must be so difficult having that going through your head all the time. Yuri looks around her, unsure of how to respond.
You're really too kind, Code.
I mean it. You're a wonderful person, Yuri. Yuri blushes slightly.
Well, shall we head back now?
Okay. If you promise you'll be a bit kinder to yourself, okay?
I'll try. Thank you for coming to see the lake with me today, Code.
Thanks for inviting me. I had a lot of fun today. I'll see you on Monday, okay?
Yes, see you then, Code. Let me know what you think of the book. It's very dear to me.
Of course, take care. With a polite wave, Yuri walks away. I'm happy I got to spend some time with her, but I hope she's doing okay. I feel like there's something she's not telling me. I'm probably just overthinking things again. Yeah, I'm overthinking things a lot too. Again, in some situations, this character just overlaps far too much with me. In other situations, I completely disagree with everything he's doing. So, I don't know. I suppose the disconnects make the overlaps a bit more powerful and the overlaps make the disconnects feel a little bit more dramatic. But, oh well. Which is to say, sometimes I fully agree, sometimes I fully disagree with what he's doing, which is probably normal. Because that's always gonna be the case with any character, probably. Maybe I should just crack open the book Yuri gave me. That was a short day. Then again, it was the weekend, so we can do another day. And this is gonna be Monday, probably. Act 2, Alone Together. In this twisted plot I was destined for, I'm an astronaut on the ocean floor. We made it to... Now it's officially Act 2. It's another Monday. Now it's officially Act 2. We've made it! I mean, I kind of said last stream was the end of Act. I kind of thought we would already have reached the end of Act 1. But I guess now Act 2 officially starts. I figured that the festival was the ending. But they brought in one more day before. Letting out a loud yawn, I dragged myself through my morning routine. Maybe staying up to read wasn't my best idea. Now that I think about it, I actually can't remember the last time I stayed up to read something other than manga. Yuri must be rubbing off on me. Lately I've been eating breakfast more out of force of habit than anything. And anyhow, the pantry and fridge are starting to look like Sayori's stomach. Empty. Maybe I can ask Yuri to go shopping with me? That'd be nice. I finish my food quickly and make my way out of the house. After a moment, Sayori walks up to me. Also, can we just appreciate the new text box? Is this gonna be the Act 2 text box, like designated? We'll have this for the entirety of the act. For a moment I thought that they made a special morning text box, but then I figured they would have used it before. And it would have disappeared by now if it was just for getting up. So yeah, this must be our new text box for Act 2. After a moment, Sayori walks up to me. Here we go again.
Hi, Code!
She's bouncing up and down on the balls of her feet. Hey Sayori, what's up?
I'm just happy to get back into the swing of things.
What, is Natsuki bringing in more cupcakes?
Ooh, I'd like her to. But I'm not sure about that given everything that happened. I don't know, I'm just glad to get back to normal routine. Without all the... what? Hullabaloo of the festival, I mean. Heh.
Huh? What's so funny now?
Hullabaloo is such a weird word.
Yeah, I agree. Why are you using that? You're a weirdo, Sayori.
Nuh-uh, you want to talk?
And so, the pot calls the kettle black. What? We eventually arrive at school and head off to our respective classes, Sayori sending me off by sticking her tongue out at me. As I approach my classroom, my train of thought takes a sharp turn as Sakurai smiles at me. It looks like he's only just arrived himself. Yay, we're seeing the new characters again after after we haven't seen them for the entirety of Act 1 since, you know, the first part. Morning, sir. Oh god, what voice did I give him? I can't remember, it's been so long. Ah, Code. How are you doing? Very excited, of course. Learning about my favorite subject with my favorite teacher. I'm going to tactually interpret that as non-sarcastic. I laugh. We enter the classroom together. I know he's supposed to be a cool guy teacher, but I feel like he has to... That's the most teachery voice I have. Which is probably kind of sad. My vocal range is not that great, okay? As Sakurai opens his mouth to begin the lesson, some fast footsteps suddenly stop right outside the room. Ah, Emmy. How nice of you to join us. He raises his eyebrow at her, a mischievous glint in his eyes. Cutting it rather fine, aren't we? I'm beginning to think you'd rather be out on the field than come to one of my fascinating lectures.
Sorry, sir.
She starts bowing slightly, her cheeks red.
I lost track of time and rushed over as soon as I realized it. Don't worry. I'm much rather here.
She sounds... Yeah, the voice sounds just like Sayori. What am I supposed to do here? I can't. Help me. She walks over to her desk quickly as Sakura begins class. That's everything done for the day. As my last class ends, I let my feet steer me towards the club. Walking down the corridor, I absentmindedly peer into the emptying classrooms passing by. So now that we've met them in the beginning of Act 2, let me guess, we're not gonna see them again until the beginning of Act 3. Is that how it's gonna go? We're gonna see them at the beginning of each act, so that I'm gonna need to rethink what voice I gave them, and probably end up doing a different voice every time. That's how it's gonna end up, isn't it? Nah, I think they'll probably start appearing more in Act 2. A couple of students chat to the teacher in one classroom, while a ring of friends laugh together in another. Huh? They look fun to be around. Wait, isn't that the green-haired guy from the festival? Yeah, hard pass. Must suck to be someone in that class. Fortunately, all of the club members are in different classes. Speaking of which, that's Yuri coming up now. And, huh? Yuri's in there. Should I ask her to walk with me to the club? Well, no harm in trying. Hi, Yuri.
Yeah.
What is that strange, albeit cute, sound she just made?
Code. Sorry for my outburst. I was just surprised.
You're good. What are you still doing in class? Everyone's gone by now, so she's the last one here.
About that.
She motions towards the stack of textbooks on her desk.
I was the last one out of the classroom, and my teacher asked me to deliver these to the student council room.
She hefts them up in her arms as she speaks, hugging them to her chest.
I suppose I should get on that now. Could you let the other know while I'll be late?
Hold on, I can help you with that if you want.
No, I can handle it. I can't ask you to take my responsibilities for me.
Yuri, this isn't a super serious request. It's no sweat for me, really.
It's really alright. I'd feel bad if I couldn't even do this myself.
But they look pretty heavy, you know.
They're really not, so you don't have to worry about it. Additionally, the student council room is rather close by, so...
I'm guessing that she just doesn't want to bother me over this. After all, those textbooks can't be that light. Should I just take her word for it, or go ahead and help her? I'm a nice guy whether you want me to be or not. I'm gonna help you, even if you tell me not to. Even though that's probably really annoying if you can't get me to stop helping. On the impulse, I reach out and take the stack of books from Yuri.
Code, seriously, fine, I'm happy.
Seriously fine, I'm happy to help you out this way.
But
It's no bother, Yuri. In fact, I insist on carrying this stuff for you. Besides, I can't let a girl do all the dirty work, right?
I don't see what my being a girl has to do with anything.
Well, you know... Shoot. Looks like that was the wrong thing to say. What I meant was that you're my friend, so... Well, wanna get going then.
Code, I told you that I could do it myself. I wasn't trying to be coy or anything.
I guess she really did want to carry them herself. Damn. It's too late to take it back, though. Damn it! I messed up. I messed up. Hey, you know what? How about next time I need some help? I'll call you, alright? That way we're even.
I suppose so.
We set off down the hall, and soon enough we were just about in front of the student council room. I'll wait for you outside, alright?
Alright, it shouldn't take very long anyway.
As she mutters, as she turns to take the textbooks from me, her ankle happens to twist beneath her. Almost as if in slow motion, Yuri tumbles to the ground, landing in an ungainly heap on the floor. A redness blossoms on her cheeks, that's only hastened by the giggling and staring of bystanders passing by. Well, good thing I'm here to help. Here, need any help? I reach down to offer my hand, but she springs to her feet without taking it, avoiding my eyes and staring down to straighten her skirt. You're not hurt, are you?
No, it's fine. Here, I can take the books now.
With the books back in Yuri's arms, we awkwardly stand to go without saying anything for a few moments.
Wait here for a moment, please.
She quickly shuffles into the room in front of us, re-emerging a minute later.
Wanna get going now?
Yuri nods. Wanna get going now? Yuri nods in affirmation, opening her mouth to speak. However, she's interrupted by giggling from a couple of girls standing nearby. They were there when Yuri tripped. Don't tell me they're laughing at her. Judging by Yuri's expression, it looks like that's the conclusion she's drawn. She buries her face in her hands. I can only imagine how red her face is.
I can't believe
Hey, Yuri. It's okay, really. No one's gonna care or remember what happened in a few minutes. Well, those giggling girls aren't helping my argument, but what else am I supposed to say? Come on, let's just leave them and get over to the club. You can distract yourself with books there. With a sigh, Yuri drops her hands from her face. She doesn't say anything, instead opting to shoot me a miserable look. Let's go, he'll feel better when we're back with the others. A few moments later we arrive in front of the club room. I feel like this was kind of awkward. I probably should have just let her do it herself. Why am I such an idiot? So, how are you doing? How's your ankle? However, she elects to enter the club room instead of answering me. Following Yuri into the club room, I call out her name. Yuri. Trouble in paradise? Sorry,
Code, is something wrong?
Hey, guys, sorry, I just really needed to talk to Yuri right now. Yuri, can we talk outside?
Alright.
I quickly shuffle Yuri out the room while attempting an apologetic face at the others. I'll just be borrowing Yuri for a little bit, guys. Carry on with whatever you were doing. Yuri. Sorry, but did I upset you?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, you didn't answer me when I asked you a question before.
Oh, I must not have heard you.
I totally messed up, didn't I? The music's not helping here. It's really not. Really? I can't tell if she's simply making an excuse or not.
Sorry, I just don't particularly feel like talking right now.
Yuri turns her face away from me, a sheet of silky hair blocking her from view.
Suffice to say, I'm feeling rather off balance right now.
You don't have to tell me about it if you don't want to, but just know that I'll always provide you a listening ear.
Thank you.
Sorry about assuming things when I took the books off your hands. I just really wanted to help you.
No need to apologize, Code. There's really no logical reason for me to be upset over it.
She sighs deeply, closing her eyes.
I don't know why I feel the way I feel. Is it strange to say that I don't understand myself?
No, I don't think it's strange at all. I think a lot of people could relate to that feeling, including myself. It probably takes a lot of emotional intelligence to truly articulate why you don't feel so hot. But please, don't be afraid to contact me if you ever need help. For that matter, don't be afraid to contact any of the other girls as well. And hey Phoenix here and hi, welcome back. Hey, how's it going? I hope you're doing great. Sorry that it's not Genshin Impact today. Next time's gonna be Genshin Impact again, don't worry. I'm sure they'd pick up the phone pretty fast. So, that's the first time you're showing. Glad to hear that you're great. First time you're showing up on a Doki Doki stream, right? Great, so now you can hear the very embarrassing voices as well. And and enjoy my suffering. Oh. So feel free to enjoy my suffering as much as you want, unless it's too cringy for you.
I think you mean quickly.
Huh?
Never mind. Well, I'm glad to have your support, Code.
Yeah, of course.
Would you like to head back inside now? The others must be wondering what we're doing out here.
Oh, alright, I wouldn't want to keep them waiting too long, I guess. Monica arches an eyebrow at me as I head back inside, Yuri tailing along behind me. Yeah, have fun. So, oh god, Monica.
Had a pleasant
Oh god.
Had a pleasant conversation then.
Sure, pleasant enough. Jeez, next time you spend half the... Oh no, I can't. Next time you spend half the club time standing around outside and forcing an actually integral member of the club to do the same, just don't bother to come.
Integral member?
Huh? I mean, it's not like I meant anything special by that. Just that you're one of the big four, like the original members. So yeah, I don't look so deeply into it.
Natsuki, asking Yuri not to analyze words is asking me not to eat.
You know, it's not saying much if you're part of the big four when there are only 5 members in the club. You know what I meant? You know what I mean?
Looks like Natsuki's fonder of Yuri than she lets on.
Hey, stop ganging up on me! It's good to be back. And the day's already over, are you kidding me? The days are passing so much quicker than in Act 1, how is this happening? Jesus Christ, in Act 1, like, one day was like one stream, pretty much, and now we've made it through 2 days and are still going strong here. Today Yuri and I are going out shopping together, and judging by the sunny weather outside, it looks like there's some pathetic fallacy going on. I can't even remember the last time I went shopping of my own volition.
I'll have to admit, I was surprised when you messaged me about it.
Yeah, just gets kind of boring for me personally, shopping alone. And I figured that you'd make great company.
Well, I can't say I can relate to the feeling bored while shopping alone. I actually rather enjoy spending that time with my thoughts to myself.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Not to say that I don't want to be here right now. I mean, it's a nice change of pace, being able to talk to someone and gather their opinions on different products. And I did have to buy some more groceries too.
No worries, I get you. You know, you kind of sounded like Natsuki there. Yuri's pretty cute when she gets flustered. I nearly have to bite my tongue to stop myself from teasing her, so I can see her get flustered again. Careful, Code, she's not Sayori, and she might not respond as well to teasing. Although she probably wouldn't respond as badly as Natsuki. And another new background, so much going on today.
Ah, and there's the store.
And another new background. Yuri and I pick up shopping baskets as we enter the store.
By the way, what items are you looking for?
Oh, just some basic stuff like ramen, frozen foods. Pretty much just instant food.
Oh, I see.
I can almost feel the judgment. Note to self, learn how to cook something that takes more than 2 seconds to make. A guy who can cook is never a bad thing.
Do you happen to have everything else you need then?
What do you mean?
I meant things such as vegetables, spices and the like.
Yeah, those are hardly ever in my house. I actually don't have that stuff at home. Usually I just make pre-made food. You know, food that you just need to heat up or boil for a few minutes.
Do your parents usually cook your meals and buy the fresher ingredients then?
I wish. It'd be great if my mom was home more often to do that. Although I can't be ungrateful, the reason why she's away all the time is because she needs to raise me as a single mother. And that's definitely not an easy task. I actually do most of the cooking since my mom's usually out for work. Ever since she got this huge promotion, she's had to travel the world on business trips to see clients.
Oh, I see.
She looks away for a moment.
What about your father?
Oh, well, my parents got divorced some time ago.
I'm sorry, Code. You don't have to talk about it if you prefer not to.
No, it's fine. I've come to terms with it already. Everything was fine and happy when I was a kid, but my parents gradually started arguing more and more as I grew up. Now that I look back, I think it was because my dad took my mom for granted. Like, even though they both worked, my mom also cooked and cleaned and did all the usual homemaker stuff. They started getting more and more stressed out because of everything until they finally split. I ended up with my mom and my dad just left. I think he has a new girlfriend, but I don't see them a lot. I don't know, I just feel kind of weird whenever I think about my dad having a new partner. Yuri gazes at me with a gentle look on her face. Surprisingly, her eyes hold a gentle understanding in them rather than pity. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on and on about it. I usually bottle the stuff up, so I guess it just flooded out.
It's alright, Code. There's no need to apologize. I can't say I have much experience with dealing with divorced parents, but if you ever need to vent about it, I'll be there. After all, it's only fair if I reciprocate.
Thanks, and yeah, just having someone to listen helps. We move through the aisles in a companionable silence for a while. The light from the fluorescent strips overhead shine brightly off the jars and packages as we pass by. There's a small clinging sound as Yuri softly drags her fingertips across the rows of jars containing kimchi. So Yuri, do your parents do most of the cooking?
I typically prepare the meals.
Oh, what do you normally cook? She takes a moment looking at some of the food in front of us.
Some of my favorite foods are fish-based. There's nothing as delicable as teriyaki salmon, in my opinion.
She stands up straight as she says this, a smile growing on her face.
I really do enjoy home cooking. Most people look forward to eating out at restaurants, but I've always preferred eating comfort foods at home. Sometimes a simple rice dish is all it takes to warm you up inside. You should actually try making one sometime. They're very convenient and extremely quick recipes.
Oh, can you give me some recipes then? Hang on a second. My throat's gonna kill me, but I say that every time, so it's nothing out of the ordinary.
They hardly need recipes. One that I usually reserve for breakfast is egg rice. I assume that you have a rice cooker at home, yes?
Who doesn't have one? I'm not gonna say anything on that topic matter.
Well, that simplifies things a lot. All you have to do is make a bowl of nice, fluffy white rice and take a small dip into the middle of the rice. After that, you crack open a raw egg in the middle, season it with soy sauce and rice seasonings, mix it together with your chopsticks, and you're done.
Huh. That does sound really simple, although I think I ran out of rice seasoning a long time ago.
Well, you can pick up some of it now. It really is such a delicious dish, despite, or perhaps because of its simplicity. The frothy lightness of the egg, paired with the subtle sweetness of the rice and rich savouriness of the seasonings. I actually like to sprinkle on some chopped green onions at the end too, for the extra bit of crisp freshness. Am I the only one finding it weird that going date shopping? Well, I mean, maybe. I don't know if it's weird. I mean, considering that the reason we're even going shopping is because I need food. I think this is shopping out of necessity, but yeah, I guess you're right that when going date shopping, in quotation marks, you could potentially pick up a better locale to go shopping at. Maybe one that has more. It doesn't have to be any specific store. You could go to, like, I don't know, just something that has more than food. I get where you're coming from, I guess. But food is what I need right now, so I guess it kind of makes sense why we're here. What was I right? My mouth is watering at this point. That's what comfort food does to you. One of my guilty pleasures is even simpler, though. Sometimes when I don't have the time or energy to cook, I take cold leftover rice and pour some hot tea over it.
Wow, you're more of a tea lover than I thought.
It may sound strange, but it's a delight when I pair it up with a slice of pickled daikon.
No, I get you though. When I was a kid, my mom used to give me leftover rice dishes with soy sauce, and I begged for a snack whenever she was too busy to cook me anything substantial. Now that I think about it, it probably tastes similar to egg rice.
Most likely, yes. I do enjoy making more complicated side dishes to accompany rice, though. Vegetable stir-fries are dishes that I return to quite often. I do enjoy the combination of sweetness and umami. The way an onion's sharp, sweet taste pairs with other vegetables, such as mushrooms and bell peppers, really satisfies my appetite.
Wow, you're quite a chef, eh? She starts blushing and puts her hands together.
I mean, I just know some family recipes is all. Once you understand the basics of cooking, it's quite easy to make something appetizing.
If your cooking is anything like your poetry, I'd love to learn from you. I'm not aiming to be a master chef, but if I could learn even just a bit from Yuri, I could probably mix up my dinner some. So, yeah. As we pass through the freezer aisle, I fill up a good portion of my basket with bags of frozen dumplings.
So, do you really like dumplings then?
Well, while I do like dumplings, this brand of gyoza is a bit special. Yuri stares at the freezer for a moment.
How so?
Well, I guess they hold some nice memories. Even though my mom didn't make homemade dumplings sometimes, my dad and I always liked this brand of frozen dumplings the most. I guess it kinda became one of our favorite meals, despite being, well, a frozen food. That always drove my mom crazy. My parents have always been busy with work, but we tried to have at least one meal together as a family every day. Then after a while we went from having them every day to every other day. And for a lot of those meals my mom ended up making the gyoza because my dad and I really wanted them.
Why didn't you try making them yourself?
Oh, we tried, but my dad and I always burned them. We tried boiling them too, but I prefer them fried. So yeah, I guess I'm kind of conditioned to associate these dumplings with good times with my family.
Oh, I see.
For a moment, Yuri is lost in thought.
So, do you still burn them then, or?
Hey, what kind of opinion do you have about my cooking? I never burn them anymore. Well, I rarely burn them. Yuri giggles at my admission.
I suppose you've made quite a lot of them then.
Sure have. I miraculously haven't gotten tired of them yet either. Actually, there's a funny story attached to one of the first times I tried making them myself.
Ooh, what happened?
Do you remember when I talked about how Sayori almost burnt her house down after she tried cooking?
Yes, I believe I do.
Well, that was the time we tried making these dumplings ourselves. I left Sayori in charge when I went to the bathroom. Then I started smelling smoke, accompanied by her yelling from downstairs. Apparently, she tried to pick up the pan, the dumplings were frying on, and somehow burned herself, and flipped the pan in the process. All the dumplings were scattered on the stove. Those poor dumplings. She started panicking, and before she knew it, dumplings were on fire. I'm just glad her parents kept a fire extinguisher underneath the sink.
It sounds like you had quite the time.
Yeah, and luckily Sayori hasn't burned much of the pan. Much other than the pan, sorry. Why can't I talk anymore? What just happened? All's well that ends well.
Seems like these dumplings are to you as oolong tea is to me.
How so?
Well,
she picks up a package of oolong tea.
When I was younger, my mother always made fresh tea when I arrived home. Occasionally it was another kind of tea, but we usually had oolong. At first I was indifferent to the tea, but over time I developed a taste for it. Now whenever I drink it, it reminds me of her.
That's really nice, Yuri. I guess we're more similar than I imagined. You know what? I have an idea. How about we cook something together at my house this weekend?
Are you certain? I mean, I'm not exactly an expert in preparing food now.
Well, good thing I'm no expert either. That way we can learn together.
I see your point there.
Would Sunday morning work?
I apologize, I have obligations that I must attend to on Sunday.
She looks up and away after a moment, waving her hands.
Not that I don't want to spend time with you. This Sunday's usually the day I spend.
She turns away again. I'm guessing she's lost in thought. Either that, or she really likes whole wheat bread. Whole wheat bread, huh? How about Saturday night?
Yes, that would work.
She lets out a sigh of relief and continues walking with me to the checkout. Jesus Christ! Why are there so many new backgrounds? I figured that, like how many is it? Like at least, is it 3 or 4 different street backgrounds you have in this game? So they really want to hammer the point in that you're at a different location when you're outside. With everything paid for, we start to the walk home. As I turn to speak to Yuri though, I spot a small flash of pink. Hey look, it's Natsuki. Yuri starts speeding up a little. Do you want to go say hi to her?
I don't know. She seems like she might be busy. Besides, don't you need to get your dumplings in the freezer?
I mean, I guess, but... Well, Yuri's clearly uncomfortable, and I'm gonna learn from my mistakes from last time and not force her to do anything that she doesn't want to do. Because last time, she told me she didn't want my help, and I helped her anyway, and it ended horribly. So now, if she doesn't want to say hi, then we're not going to say hi. It's as simple as that. So you're right, we're gonna go, we're not gonna say hi. I guess she does look busy now that you mention it. And there's always tomorrow. With one last glance back, I start walking away again with Yuri. Yuri sighs a bit as we continue walking. I'm guessing she wanted to talk to Natsuki, but felt too anxious to do so. Come on! How come whatever I do, I'm doing wrong? What is wrong with me? First she says she doesn't want my help, so I help her anyway because I think, she's just being shy. But it turns out I was completely wrong. Now she says she doesn't want to say hi because she looks busy and everything. So this time I decide to go along with her, thinking that I'm gonna force her to do something again. That she would be uncomfortable with. But no, this time You know what? Wow. I guess I just have no idea how women think. Which is understandable. It's really not like I would have any clue about what goes on inside the mind of a girl. It's alright, Yuri. It's a bit scary to do this kind of stuff sometimes. You'll be able to practice talking more at the club. Yeah, I'll try again another time. At least it didn't go as horribly as the previous incident. The walk back is rather quiet. Yuri's still thinking about what happened. Stop making me feel guilty about my mistakes. She looks off to the side in quiet rumination? Rumination? What? Okay, is it just me or is this game using a lot of words a lot of big words that I have no idea about? Maybe. All the way back. Well, here we are. Guess we should split up for now.
Goodbye then, Code.
Hold on. I said it without thinking, but I just feel a compulsion to not leave things where they are. Don't sweat it too much, Yuri. It might be hard now, but with a little practice, I'm sure you'll be able to speak more freely. After all, you were able to make me feel welcome when I first joined the club, so if you can do that, in theory could do that for others too.
That's true. Thank you for your kind words. I'll definitely talk to Natsuki at school. Oh, and you too, of course.
I'll be looking forward to it. And another day. These days are so much shorter. We're just speeding through the game right now. So let's go strong and do another day. And it's apparently already Saturday. One big difference between Act 2 and 1. In Act 1, you pretty much experienced every single day except for Saturday. So you experienced every single day except for one. Just one day that you skipped because you were just staying at home and nothing was happening. But here, in Act 2, you're just skipping forward all the time. Like, Act 2 didn't even start the day after the festival, it started the weekend after. The festival was on Monday, and Act 2 started on Saturday. So there's a big difference between Act 2 and 1 in that regard. Not that I say I'm complaining, I guess it's kind of nice to see that we're getting to interesting, only getting to see the interesting stuff. And in addition to the game constantly skipping forward in time, the days are also much shorter. If there's an Act 3, then I'd be curious to see how much shorter that's gonna get. Then again, I don't know if there's an Act 3. Might be. Wouldn't know. It's Saturday. Tonight Yuri's coming over to cook with me, so I better make sure that everything's ready for it. She'll definitely have higher expectations for me, that's for sure. Soy sauce, sesame oil, green onions, garlic, seems like I have everything we'd need. The kitchen itself, on the other hand, well, it's unkept to say the least. When was the last time I used some of this stuff? I involuntarily grimace as I swipe a finger across the dusty surface of a pan. Definitely not a setting that Yuri would be used to cooking in. A few minutes of blood, sweat and tears later, everything's clean. Or at the very least, passable. We probably won't be using most of this, but with my luck, we'll need the one thing I didn't wash. Right on cue, there's a knock on the door, and they actually have a sound effect. That's nice, I guess. It's either a very polite robber or Yuri. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it's the very polite robber. Everyone likes a very polite robber in their life. So let's say hello to that guy and ask him what he wants from us. After quickly drying off the last dish, I answered.
Hi, Code.
Or both, you know, it could be both. Yuri could be a very polite robber. I mean, I know it's... So, despite the fact that Yuri is clearly here, I am not saying no to the possibility yet of her being the very polite robber. Wouldn't that be nice? You came over, give me your stuff, please. Or rather...
Hi, Code. Give me all your stuff, please.
Something like that. Wouldn't that be intimidating? She's carrying a few bags that I assume contain groceries. Hey Yuri, great to see you. Come on in. Hopefully binge watching various cooking shows featuring an angry chef yelling at other cooks was enough preparation for this. Oh no. Where's the lamb sauce? Where's the lamb sauce? Everyone knows what this reference is here. Alright, let's just keep going. At least it have prepared me for being yelled at my inevitable mistakes. You're yelling at me. After setting the groceries down on the counter, I grab a clean pan. Sorry, I'm still laughing about that. That was so stupid. I should... Okay.
Alright, so what shall we make first?
Good question. So, as long as it doesn't end up with a call to the fire department, I'm fine with whatever. She giggles slightly.
Well, I believe we'll be fine.
We'll be good regardless, so come on. Chuckleberry Finn. What? She stares at me for a solid few seconds. What? I agree with Yuri on this. What? Why?
Oh, my apologies. I didn't realize.
It's alright. To be honest, it was a pretty bad joke anyway. That was not even a joke, it was just horrible. And I thought I made pretty bad puns sometimes. Jesus. Trying to ignore my burning face, I moved the conversation along. So, what do you feel like having?
Well, would you be open to making the teriyaki salmon?
Sounds good to me. We gather the ingredients and equip together on the kitchen table. And equipment. Wow, I seriously can't read. Why am I doing a visual novel again? Probably because I'm an idiot. Yuri takes a deep breath and concentrates on the food in front of her. You alright, Yuri?
Yeah, it's just I haven't done this in a while. That is, cooking with someone.
I can relate to that. But if you've made it as many times as it sounds like you have, this should be a cinch for you.
Thank you for the vote of confidence.
She places a scrap of paper with handwritten recipe onto the counter. The handwriting looks to be Yuri's, but something's different about it.
I suppose we should begin by making the sauce. Code, could you pass me the soy sauce and sesame oil?
Sure, just tell me what I have to do.
Okay, could you peel and mince 2 cloves of garlic in the meantime?
That's one of the few things I can actually do competently in the kitchen. So, you chose a fitting job for me. Mom loves using garlic, so I've seen it cooked often enough to know what I'm doing. After peeling it, I place the garlic under the knife and crush it. Yuri's focus on her cooking is intense, to say the least. It's like how she is when she talks about literature. One thing that amazes me is how fast and efficient her movements are. The longer we cook, the more confident she becomes. It's rather difficult to keep up with how fast she moves sometimes. Before I know it, the salmon's marinated and the sauce is marinated in the sauce and ready to be baked. Wow. You talked about how you weren't an expert, yet you're incredible.
It's not, I mean, with enough practice.
I broke Yuri. You know, the moment when you can completely break someone with a single sentence, I know it's an incredible power I wield. Yuri, it's alright. It's not often that I see you have so much passion for something other than literature. Yeah, I'm a bit of a fan of cooking. My family had teriyaki salmon dishes every Saturday evening when I was younger, and I ended up learning from my mother how to cook it. Eventually, I practiced enough for the whole process to become a bit of a blur. How fitting that you say Saturday evening, because the moment we're cooking this together is also Saturday evening in the game. Hooray, what a miraculous timing. Imagine, I believe my previous stream was on a Saturday, right? Yeah. Imagine if I streamed this on Saturday. Wouldn't that be even more fitting? Honestly, I wish I'd done the same thing and learned how to make family recipes as well. But it's not too late for you to learn, right? That's true. Speaking of family, are you bringing some of the food back home for them as well? Huh? Oh, the salmon would be good by the time I returned home, so you can have the leftovers. Fine by me. Anyway, could you start cooking the rice while I put the salmon in the oven? Alright, wouldn't much of a dinner if it were just salmon. The whole kitchen smells of salmon with subtly sweet undernote to it. Man, I wouldn't mind if my kitchen smelled like this 24/7. Maybe now that you've learned this recipe from me, you could cook it for yourself. I think I'll want to practice a few more times under your guidance before I do it myself. Anyway, let's eat. Yes, let's. It does smell rather appetizing. The salmon is tender and flaky when I bite into it. It comes apart with no trouble at all. Each and every chew releases a burst of umami, with the teriyaki flavor perfectly complementing the fish. Yuri, this is amazing. Or should I... Yuri, this is amazing. No, I can't talk. I can't make up my mouth is full without ever... No, I'm not gonna go out of my way to grab food now just to do the voice more justice. I'm not gonna do it. No. Despite her protests, a smile spreads across her face. A few minutes later, we've had our fill. Actually, hang on, did I miss a text box right now? Let me just... Where is it? History? Yeah, I did miss a text box. It's nothing, really. Thank God for history, because I would look like an idiot right now, otherwise. I had a hard time holding myself back from eating more, but it'd be bad manners to devour everything in front of Yuri. This is really nice. Having dinner with someone over and having something made fresh as well. It's quite dark outside. Oh, it's already 9. Time flies, eh? I should be going now. It isn't super late, but I think she mentioned before that she wakes up early regardless of the day. Do you want me to walk you home? She shakes her head. I'll be fine, although I do appreciate the offer. I really enjoyed our time together, Code. It's been a lot of fun for me too. You're more than welcome to come over anytime you want. That's much appreciated. Before I know it, she's already at the door. Oh, could you wait a moment? I believe I forgot something important. Huh? What is it? It's the paper with the recipe on it. No problem, let me grab it for you. After a moment of searching, I spot it next to the stove. At least it's safe. As I hand it to her, I take a closer look at the recipe. Huh. Your handwriting seems a little different on this note. Oh, that's because it's my mother's handwriting. Ah, that makes sense. Well, it's just as pretty as your handwriting. I suppose so. I always did admire her penmanship. She smiles to herself, a faraway look in her eyes. Well, see you on Monday. My words seem to pull her out of her thoughts. She pauses for a moment, but then smiles at me. See you then. And that's another day. Jesus Christ, we have 4 days in already, and you know, I feel like we have time for yet another day. Usually I have to struggle to even get 2 days in, which is why most of my streams end after 1 day, but considering how quickly this is going, let's do one more, okay? Let's do one more day. Speedrun, yes, come on. I mean, how many people are there that would actually speedrun a visual novel? I mean, if you just press the skip button, then you could run through quite quickly. You just need to be prepared to immediately press the choices whenever an option appears and to run through the poems. Actually, would there be a routing issue? Because, let's face it, there's always the possibility that some character routes are slightly longer than others, so you might actually need to somewhat focus on writing the poem so you get the fastest possible character route. Then again, just quickly pressing through the poem and then going back into skip mode would probably still be faster than actually paying attention to what you're writing. I don't know. Now I'm curious as to see if there's any speedruns for this game. There's probably not, let's be honest. Visual novels are not something you usually speedrun. It's been about a week or so, but I've already been craving Yuri's teriyaki salmon a lot lately. So much so that I'm apparently just staring off into space thinking about it. Wonderful use of club time, Code.
Hi, Code.
Sayori suddenly pops up in front of me without any warning. Sayori, don't do that.
Do what, say hi?
Don't startle me like that.
You mean don't wake you up like that?
Hey, I wasn't even sleeping.
But you were daydreaming, that's close enough.
For you, maybe.
Meanie?
Anyway, did you need something?
So I can't just say hi now?
No, you can't. I'll have you arrested if you try it from now on.
You're so silly.
Yeah, so what's up?
Actually, I did want to ask you something. So, do you want to go out with me and Natsuki after the club's over?
What are you guys planning to do?
I don't know. We're gonna wing it?
I guess Sayori never really was a planner. Are you sure I wouldn't be butting into whatever Natsuki wants to do with you? Also, no, I shouldn't be doing this, because why would I go with the two of you? There are 3 girls I can interact with freely. And neither of you is the one I'm currently trying to impress. So if I get the choice, I should probably just say no in the hopes of getting to spend more time with Yuri. Then again, who knows, maybe she's gonna get invited along too.
Come on, Code. We haven't played together in so long. I'm sure she won't mind.
She's alright, I'm in. But you have to be the one to tell Natsuki that I'm coming along too.
Okay, it's a deal.
But what about Yuri? At the very least, can't we do an activity, all together as a club outside? Wouldn't that be nice? Don't leave Yuri out of this.
Okay, everyone. I think that's it for today. Good work. And I'll see you all tomorrow.
So Recitals up next to me as I wave goodbye to Yuri. Not gonna lie, I kinda wanted to hang out with Yuri instead. Yes, I know! Then again, if you're invited along like this, you kind of have to go. I guess I've been doing that a lot lately, and Sayori is right. It has been a while since I hung out with her.
Still, are you ready to go?
Also, perfect choice of words, hanging out with Sayori. Hey. I shouldn't say that. I really shouldn't. Yeah, I guess so. Did you tell Natsuki yet?
About that?
Sayori?
I'll do it now. Hi, Natsuki.
Hey, let me just make sure my manga's put away properly before we get going. What's with the crying face? Just because of my dark joke? Is that it? Come on, I can bring down the happy atmosphere with dark jokes a little bit. Considering how much more lighthearted this game is, I need to do something to get it back in the dark story here. All right. Hey, let me just make sure my manga's put away properly before we get going.
By the way, can we invite Code too?
Why? I shrug and smile when Natsuki narrows her eyes at me.
It'll be fun, please.
Fine. Only because it's you asking?
Yay, let's go.
Wait, I still need to check my manga? Yeah, absolutely. Gotta play this busy. Ah. And what? Jesus Christ, how many new backgrounds does this mod have? I'm genuinely curious right now. Also, we haven't even had any of the new CGs, right? There's supposed to be some new CGs as well. And we haven't come across any of those yet, just the basic ones that we already know. So, I'm curious to see when we're gonna get new ones. I was actually kind of thinking that we were gonna get a new CG during our dinner with Yuri, but apparently not. 10 minutes of Natsuki's fussing and half an hour of walking later, we're strolling through the downtown area. So, what do you guys want to do?
I think Natsuki wants to buy more manga.
Hey! Well, a new chapter of this manga I'm reading came out, so... To the bookstore it is, then. Huh, so you come here to buy your manga. Got a problem with that? No, it's just that I usually go to A-Books for mine. Oh, I go there sometimes too, but the magazine I wanted to pick up today is cheaper here.
Which magazine is it?
Natsuki makes a beeline to a table stacked with manga and holds up a colorful illustrated manga magazine. The character that's drawn on the cover has exceedingly huge eyes. This looks like the type of thing that Parfait Girls would have been published in. Okay. It's probably one of the best shoujo manga magazines in circulations right now. I mean, Parfait Girls was published in this? Yep, called it. Look, it even comes with a little free gift. She points at a small packet attached to the bag. Looks like this month's issue comes with a pack of gel pens. Nice. Try to tell me that your manga can beat that? I mean, mine certainly don't come with gel pens. Exactly. Turn to Sayori as Natsuki starts flipping through her magazine. Do you have anything you need to look for?
I don't think so. Oh wait, I actually need to buy a new copy of my English workbook.
Huh? Why? Don't tell me you...
I lost it.
Jeez, we better go look for it then. Hey Natsuki, Sayori and I are going to find a workbook. Have fun with that. I'm gonna be here for a while. We begin walking through the aisles, scanning the titles of the books. Manga, light novels, children's fiction, adult fiction. There we go, education. I wonder, should I get something for Yuri? Would definitely be nice to be able to repay her for the copy of Pocket of Markov. What book could I get her that she hasn't read yet, though? Hey Sayori? She looks up from perusing a table of workbooks. Has Yuri ever mentioned any books that she wants? Like one that she hasn't bought yet?
No. At least I don't remember it. She'd probably just buy it herself if there was a book she was interested in. Do you wanna get something for her?
Yeah, I just thought that I'd thank her for giving me Portrait of Markov.
That's sweet of you, Code. Oh, there it is.
Siri triumphantly picks up the book she was looking for.
Anyway, if you don't know what book to get her, how about buying something else?
Huh? Like what?
I don't know. The bookstore sells stuff like stationery too, right?
That's actually a really good idea.
You should listen to me more often.
I would if you always had good ideas.
What? Are you saying that I don't?
Hey, you're the one who said it, not me. She sticks her tongue out at me. Now how about helping me find the stationery section? Sometime later we find ourselves back in the front of the bookstore with Natsuki.
Oh, there you are! What took you so long?
Sorry, I was looking for something to get Yuri. I held up a package wrapped in cellophane. We found some really nice heavy-duty parchment paper. It actually feels pretty satisfying to write on. I'd use it myself if it weren't so expensive. Do you guys pay for everything then?
Yep, we're all good.
So where are you headed next? If you guys are hungry, I know a pretty good place to get some food.
Ooh, what kind of food?
Natsuki shoots me the briefest of glances. There's a little tea and crepes place that I discovered a while back. But I wouldn't expect a boy to be able to appreciate sweets. Wow. So because I have this thing between my legs, apparently I'm not allowed to enjoy sweet stuff. So that's it, huh? Thank you, Natsuki, for your wise opinion. I appreciate that you think this way. And part of me is glad that I'm not on your route right now. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Tea isn't even sweet. It's basically just bitter leaf juice. Not that kind of tea. It's a sweet kind of tea, like milk tea, you know? The type you put in tapioca pearls to make it like boba? Boba? Oh, you mean bubble tea? Oh, that was her. Oh, you mean bubble tea? Yeah, it gets in the way when you eat sweets. I know it, totally. It's just totally in the way. I can't. Whenever you can't eat sweets, it only gets in the way when eating sweets. Everything else is fine. Yep. But I like to call it boba because that's what it's called where I come from, where it came from, Taiwan. You're totally the type to watch something with subtitles because it sounds more authentic in the original language. Hey, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Dear main character, you're disappointing me now. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's the better option. Have it sound authentic. There's nothing wrong with that. Sayori, you wanna say something too that I can disagree with? So I can just disagree with everyone right now? Would that be something to look forward to? It is more authentic when it's not dubbed. Okay, Natsuki, you're slowly starting to win me over again. Colleague Boba is more like Natsuki anyway, because it sounds so cute when she says it. What? I am not cute? You know, it's supposed to be a compliment when someone calls you cute. Not the way you guys say it. How else does she want us to say it? Anyway, what do you mean I wouldn't be able to appreciate it? Just because I'm a guy doesn't mean I don't like sweets. After all, I grew up with Sayori and you know how she is with them. It's only because of me that you can appreciate them. That's not what I meant. What Sayori said does make sense. Of course, you'll never reach our caliber when it comes to that stuff. Why? Is the male gender really such a bad thing? Do I really need to be ashamed of my gender this much? But if you're already used to it because of Sayori, we might as well go. And with that, Natsuki drags us along with her. I'm not sure what kind of logic she uses, but if it works, she's probably just embarrassed about showing me her interest. Maybe she doesn't hang out with many guys. Here it is. Heartful tea. Sounds like a fairly generic modern cafe. It's pretty empty right now, but I guess this time of the day isn't a peak rush hour for any cafe. I haven't been here in so long. I haven't been here in too long. So hurry up and order, guys. Hold on, we don't even know what's on the menu. If it take too long, I'm gonna order for you. Natsuki readily rattles off an order to the cashier. It's clear that she's been here more than a few times before. What do you think you're getting, Sayori? I don't know. What about you? I don't know either. Jeez, don't you dare do that thing where you stand there indecisively for like half an hour? The tone of her voice is as bossy as ever, but there's a surprisingly big smile on her face. Even Natsuki can't put up the act forever, huh? Alright, I'm just gonna go with this. Before we know it, we're all seated around the table with our drinks in hand. Speaking of drinks, I needed one right now, because otherwise I'm gonna die. Don't forget to hydrate, everyone. Especially if you're talking this much. Natsuki got some kind of rose milk tea with a heart-shaped strawberry jelly. That drink was definitely made for her. Meanwhile, Sayori and I ordered a passion fruit slush with and a green tea mango drink, respectively.
Whoa, this is so good! No wonder you like this place so much.
Yeah, I think I'll have to come back here on my own sometime.
And that's why you trusted my taste.
She thumbs through a manga as she takes a sip of her drink. That reminds me, what manga are you catching up on?
Oh, whoops.
Whenever I come here, I usually just have a new manga with me, so I got in the habit of reading while drinking. It's fine, I understand how eager you must be to start the chapter. Yeah, it's so frustrating to have to wait a month for the next one. And don't get me started on hiatuses. Hey, manga artists are human who need breaks too, you know. And hello, easy alphas. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Sadly, I'm sorry to say this, but we're slowly approaching the end of the stream because... Well, I don't know. Then again, I wouldn't know. I don't know how much longer this day is gonna take, but I wanted to call it quits after this day ends, so... I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that it's not too long now. Sorry again. Probably should put up a timer next time so everyone knows when I'm starting. Nah, that's too much effort. Anyway. Hey, manga artists are humans who need to take breaks too, you know. I know, but I wish I could just buy the manga all at once. Anyway, this one's about a girl who discovered these guardian characters that can unlock people's true potentials. Her character design is really nice too. She holds up her manga and points to one of the characters. It's a girl with shoulder-length layered hair clad in a school uniform that's fashioned in a tomboy manner, complete with a tie and a random belt. I always like these kinds of visual keish designs. Like, they're kind of glamorous and androgynous, but super cool.
Really? I always thought that you like Mario with cuter looking characters.
Well, I mean, I do like cute characters, but I also like cool ones. If you like that kind of fashion, why don't you try this dressing up that way? Do you know how hard it is to change your style? To be honest, I kind of do want to try it out at least once. It feels so weird to dress differently. It's like I'm already too comfortable with my current clothes to change. Speaking of which, why is everyone in their school uniform right now? Oh, right. Idiot. We just left from school. Of course we didn't go home to change. Look at me, second-guessing things that didn't need to be second-guessed, and immediately figuring out that I am just an incredibly big idiot. Plus, I feel like it's so out of character for me now at this point. What do you mean? Okay, have you ever watched the anime Rose Revolution? No, can't say I have.
Me neither.
Well, it's pretty old, so that's to be expected. But for now, all you need to know is that the main character is a girl named Yutna, and her best friend is a girl named Wakaba. So Yutna is the coolest of the cool. She's a girl, but she wears a boy's uniform and even has a fan club of girls at school. Meanwhile, her best friend is super cutesy and girly and really depends on Yutna for things. You can probably guess that she wears a girl's uniform. It'd be really weird for Yutna and Wakaba to swap uniforms, right? Well, I haven't watched the anime, so I don't know how they really look, but I guess I get what you mean.
But you're not a character in an anime, Natsuki. Can't you change if you want to?
Not like immediately, though. Plus, you know that there's gonna be a bunch of people judging you for it. Sometimes facing judgment for the sake of change is worth it, though. Yeah, anyway, it's not like I dislike cute clothes. I'm not dumb, you know. I picked out my clothes because I thought they looked really cute, and I like cute things. But I don't want to be a Wakaba. I just wish that I could be as cool as Yutna. She's so independent and strong.
I think I understand how you feel. Wanting to be dependent on is rather... Wanting to be dependent on rather than depending on others.
Man, when did this conversation get so serious?
Natsuki, if you want, we could go clothes shopping sometime. Then you could try out different styles and see if there's anything you like.
Maybe? There's an uncertain tone in her voice, but Natsuki's smile is genuine. If you go clothes shopping with Sayori, she's just gonna say you look good in everything. Hey, there's nothing wrong with a little positivity.
That's something you've really gotta learn, Code.
What about Natsuki, huh? I'm positive that I'm more positive than you, Code. Thank you. Thank you. Very positive indeed. Thank you. I roll my eyes at that. This has been so fun, guys. We should do this more often. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I have to go now, though. Can't be late for dinner. I guess we should go too, then. Are you going out to eat? Nah, I just don't want to miss my dad's cooking. Okay, then. Do you want us to walk you back? I'm good. See you at school. Exchanging goodbyes, Sarah and I begin walking back. Honestly, this was more fun than I expected. Although it was really just Natsuki leading us around on her personal routine. We had a nice conversation together. Plus, I got to buy something for Yuri. Hope she appreciates the stationery. I really took a huge chunk out of my pocket money. There we go, there's the end of the day. Yeah, I feel like this is a good time to end it. Now, I am of course curious how the story will progress, but there's time for that at any point. Oh, and we're back to writing poems, I guess, but we're gonna be back to writing poems. We're not writing poets, we're writing poems. Poets are writing poems. Anyway, this is where I'm gonna call it quits for today. So, next stream we're gonna be back to Genshin Impact again. Hooray. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I really had a blast last time I played it. And I'm looking forward to exploring more and gaining some levels, grinding for resources, all that kind of stuff. I'm curious to see what sort of adventures we're gonna be going on. But as for Doki Doki, I'm also curious to see where this is going. And especially I'm curious to see how long this game actually is. Also, there's one thing I'm gonna ask about right now and that I'm probably gonna ask about again when I'm actually done. Once I finish up with the Yuri route, do you guys want me to... I'm curious if I should go into the next route, like into the Natsuki route right away, or if I should take a break from the game and get back into the Natsuki route at some point later down the line. I'm really curious as to what would be more, what would be better to do. Just jumping right back into the next route, or just taking a small break and jumping back into it later. But I guess that's a conversation that we can have when we're actually getting closer to the end and not right now. So I just want to thank everyone for watching it. I hope I hope it has been enjoyable, and yeah, I guess I hope to see you again next time again. So until then, bye!